Expand your creativity by creating the signature paracord bracelets featured in the Pull-Type Paracord Volume 1 and Volume 2 tutorial books. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Pull-Type Paracord for more information.
Hello everybody, this is Maya and Manny, and we are Pull-Type Paracord. Today, Manny is going to make a reversible paracord bracelet with different stitching designs on each side of the bracelet with no visible melted cords. This tutorial will show how Manny makes his designs to look clean and flawless by using a loop and diamond knot finish. Use the following measurements for a maximum 8-inch wrist size: 4.5 feet black color, 7.5 feet orange color, 2.5 inner strand, and 7.5 feet microcord with a microcord fid. The first step is to melt and fuse together the two cords using a lighter. Once those are fused together, you can offset one of the melted ends off to the side roughly 2 inches or so. Following this, you will be creating a loop using 2 fingers, and you'll be taking the ends of either side and putting them through the center, going in opposite directions. So continue with the other side and pull that through and slowly adjust those, and you'll see the fused end off to the left there. You're going to tuck that in and hide it as you're adjusting these to create that loop. Before you fully tighten it, you'll be adding the inner strand.
Thank you, Maya. If you want to create white bracelets, this is the step when you can add as many cords you want to create them. And for this particular bracelet, you're only going to need the inner strand. The next step is hiding the fused part. Here is an easy way to do it. If you hold the fused cord right in the middle of it, and then on one side, firmly tie the first side of the loop, and on the other side, slowly adjust the diameter of the loop using the tip of your index finger. Or if you have a paracord diamond knot, you can use that as well. Make sure the diamond knot runs through it freely, and then when it's done, you are now ready for the first pass. Before you begin creating the first pass, I want to mention something about the colors. The black color is going to create the background, and the orange is going to show the most in your bracelet. First, you're going to place the main cord over the inner strand, and the black cord, you're going to cross it behind the inner strand and pull it out between the main cord and the inner strand. And right now what you have so far is a cover knot. Next, take the main cord and place it over the same cord in between the black color cord and the inner strand, forming a small loop, and slowly tie the first pass. And keep in mind, you don't need to over tie this bracelet. The microcord still need to be added to the design. Before finishing tying the first pass, slowly adjust the small loop created and place it slightly in angle. Once the first pass is completed, make sure the lead cord faces downwards in each pass. That way you will have a uniform look in the back side of the bracelet. Here is an example of the back side of the bracelet showing the lead cord going downwards. Continuing with the tutorial, you're going to repeat the same steps, but now going to the opposite direction, starting with the lead cord, placing over the inner strand, and the black color cord, cross it behind the inner strand and pull it out between the main cord and the inner strand, and forming the small loop by placing the lead cord over the same cord, and slowly adjust and tie the second pass. And remember, you don't need to over tie each pass. The microcord still need to be added to the design. Before finishing the second pass, make sure the small loop created is placed slightly in angle, and the lead cord is facing downwards, and now you're ready for the next pass. Basically, these are the steps that you will need to create this particular bracelet before adding the stitching part. Now, once you reach the desired length of it, it's worth to mention that by adding the last 2 diamond knots, it will add an extra 1.5 inches to the total length of the bracelet. And now you're ready to create the first diamond knot. Let's begin creating the first diamond knot using the inner strands. Create a small loop with the left cord, and with the right cord you're going to hold it right in between the small loop and the end cord, pass it under and feed it through the center and pull it out. At this point you're going to take the same cord and pass it all the way around the inner strand and feed it through the center of the diamond knot, and repeat the same step with the other end cord by taking it all the way around over the inner strand and feed it through the center of the diamond knot. Next, take the remaining cords and pass them through the center of the diamond knot, beginning with the main cord. Take it through the center and pull it out, and repeat the same step with the black color cord in the front side of the bracelet, and slowly tie the diamond knot. Make sure to move it as you go towards the end of the bracelet. At this point, make sure the diamond knot is not too tight. This will allow for the microcord fit run through it without damaging the other cords. And now you're ready for the stitching part. For the stitching part, I use a microcord fit, and as you can see, between both bracelets, the microcord will add a big difference when it comes to looks to any bracelet, especially this one. This is gonna be a reversible. It will look so different, the front side and the back side. So let's begin. You're gonna take the microcord fit and run it through the main loop, leaving about 3 inches. Next, you're gonna take the microcord fit and run it towards the front side of the bracelet between the black color cord and the main cord. Now that you are in the front side of the bracelet, you're gonna be creating 2 small microcord loops, beginning with the first one by feeding the microcord through the orange. Next, move the microcord around the orange cord and feed it once again from the upper side of the orange cord. And now you're ready to pull and adjust the microcord by hiding the tip of it in between the main loop. Once you finish that part, you are now ready to create the second microcord loop by taking the microcord around the orange cord on the other side of it and then feed it through from the upper side downwards, and slowly adjust both loops by holding with one finger one loop and firmly tie the second one so it stays in place. And now you're ready to finish the upper side by taking the microcord towards the back side of the bracelet in between the black color cord and the main cord, gently, not to damage the cord. And by feeding the microcord, you're gonna slowly adjust the small loop and this will create an elevated effect in the front side of the bracelet. And now you're ready to stitch the back side to create a different look in your bracelet. Moving now to the back side of the bracelet, you are now ready to stitch the back side of it by following these simple steps. Fit the microcord under the main cord from left side to the right side and slowly pull the microcord until you hide the microcord on the side of the bracelet, like so, and gently pull the microcord upwards. And now you're ready to move the microcord towards the front side of the bracelet to continue the stitching technique on the front side of it. And this will finish front side and back side first stitching step. As you can see, you're now moved to the left side of the bracelet and you are ready to continue stitching the front side. First, you're going to take the microcord and fit it under the orange cord, and you want to move it around the orange cord and create the first microcord loop and slowly adjust it. Next, you're going to create the second microcord loop by moving the microcord around the orange cord and feed it through it. By holding the first microcord loop, firmly tie the second one, and now you're ready to fit the microcord towards the back side of the bracelet. By stitching any type of paracord projects, either lanyards or bracelets, it would add a little bit of extra time consuming to that project, but in this case you are stitching a reversible bracelet. Now in the back side of the bracelet, fit the microcord from right to left and make sure the microcord stays hidden when pulling it, and gently adjust the microcord by pushing it upwards. And now you're ready to move it towards the front side of the bracelet by fitting it in between the black color cord and the main cord, and continue with the stitching part until you reach the bottom part of the bracelet. The next step is fitting the microcord through the diamond knot. Using the microcord fit the microcord through the diamond knot without damaging the other cords, and make sure it stays hidden in between the remaining cords. And now you're ready to completely tie the first diamond knot. Once you complete tying it, you're now ready to create the second diamond knot.
Before Manny continues, it's important to also address the end of the bracelet again. It's a good time to measure it around your wrist and decide exactly how much space you'd like between the two diamond knots, how loose you'd like to wear it. The end cords, on the other hand, have two functions when finishing the bracelet. First of all, they add extra stability and security for the bracelet while it's fastened to your wrist. The other reason for the end cords is to help when placing the bracelet on your wrist. It's easy to get them through the loop, and it's easy to hold onto them while you fasten the bracelet to your wrist. Now Manny will continue to show you how to make the final diamond knot.
To begin creating the final diamond knot, you will be using all 4 cords, and these are the steps. Place the first cord over the cord next to it and slowly repeat the same steps with the remaining cords. At this point, you will be forming a small square shape, and slowly pull each end cord to reduce the size of it. And now you're ready to fit each end cord through the center, going upwards to finish forming the diamond knot. Starting with the orange cord, you're gonna take it over to the right side of the black color cord and pass it through the center and slowly pull the cord out, and repeat the same steps with the remaining cords, including the microcord, or if you prefer, fitting the microcord after you created the diamond knot. You can do that as well. As you can see, I still need to fit the microcord through the center of the diamond knot. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and finish tying the diamond knot. One last thing to do is cutting the end cords. For the end cords, you can leave about an inch in length. In the microcord, you can just cut it as close as you can to the diamond knot. And with that, you're now finished creating a reversible paracord bracelet with two different stitching designs and no visible melted cords in the body of the bracelet for a clean look. I hope you liked this video. Thanks everybody. Bye.